Our first question is a super chat from Gangsta Big Chungus. Harbaugh will go to Las Vegas and draft JJ McCarthy. I love the multiverse theory. This multiverse exists, and there might be multiple of them. I will say this. If Harbaugh goes to Vegas and they don't have a quarterback, and McCarthy's on the board, and they don't draft McCarthy, that tells me he's actually like really bad. Like, because this is the Doug Marrone, Ryan Nassib theory, where Doug Marrone leaves Syracuse, goes to the Bills, they need a quarterback, and they don't draft Ryan Nassib. They drafted E.J. Manuel instead. Nassib ended up being terrible. So if I'm McCarthy, by the way, I probably go pro too. Like, you won your natty, man. Go be a top 50, 30, 70, whatever pick you end up being there, and enjoy life in the NFL when you're young and still developmental with upside there. But I think this is not the most outlandish theory I'm sure we'll see on today's show. From Tom Murbach, will Mike McDaniel be fired from the Dolphins? I think that'd be a pretty big mistake. I get the Dolphins really want playoff wins. I understand that. The defense has taken some really bad, unfortunate injury luck here. They have a very tough game against Kansas City. But no, I don't think firing McDaniel for getting some postseason appearances in the first 2 years when people kind of roach off in year one. Like, I think keeping McDaniel by far is the best move for Miami. In the event they do fire him, almost every single head coach that doesn't have an established OC is going to be like, hey, do you want the job? Frankly, he might not even have to be an OC. He might get an NFL head coaching job somewhere else. Like, I think he's done a really good job in Miami. So no, I don't think he will be. I'd be shocked by that one. From Tiger Woods, who's no longer with Nike. I don't know if you guys saw he left Nike, which feels weird. Will the Bears keep or trade Justin Fields? Good question. We don't know yet. I think step one is figure out what you're going to do with the number one overall pick, but your head coaching staff too, and your GMs. Like, I think it's either all or nothing. Like, I would keep it connected. Let me explain. If you're going to keep Ryan Poles, my bad, and you're going to keep Matt Eberflus, then keep Fields. They should all be tied together with Getsy involved there too. If you're going to fire Eberflus and fire Getsy and whatever you do with Poles in that scenario, then get a new quarterback too. I think everything else is kind of a half measure that doesn't work. And if you're not 1,000% sold, reset that quarterback market. I like Fields like with Ohio State. May and Williams will both be higher graded players for me than Fields was. Not by much, but by a little bit. And some of the things we were worried about Fields have kind of come true. There's no, I think, clear-cut right or wrong answer necessarily. There's good arguments on all sides. I think, by the way, keeping Fields and the number one pick and drafting QB is a bad idea, but I digress there. So what should the Bears do with Justin Fields? T for trade or K for keep? It is the pinned comment on today's show. The ad comes here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. From Laura, what is the top free agent the Niners can put up? I don't know how aggressive they'll be. Maybe if there's an offensive lineman they love, they'll go find someone to replace maybe the right tackle. I think some of that money, though, is going to go to, hey, you're going to pay Brandon Ayuk big-time money. You Travaris Ward's due for a new deal in the not-too-distant future. He's awesome. I think that might be a bigger priority for San Francisco. If they do spend, I'd love to see offensive line spending. From Scott, who is the best defensive coordinator the Giants can sign? Antonio Pierce, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, that could be a fun one. I don't think Vrabel's going to settle for a DC job, by the way. I think Pierce could be a really fun fit, or even the bring back Betcher potentially could be in the cards too. I like Pierce. I will say this: don't love the idea of Leslie Frazier, which I think is a real possibility. From Blake, why would Harbaugh want to go to the NFL now that he's won a national championship? Wouldn't he be in a better position to stay? Sure, but I think Harbaugh has kind of always wanted to go back to the NFL to a certain extent, especially as of late. I don't know how much he gets along with Ward Manuel, the AD. I don't think he loves dealing with the NCAA bureaucracy, ridiculousness. So I think from a job security standpoint, yes. But from I did the things I wanted to accomplish, I've finished everything, I think he's in a pretty good spot to jump back to the NFL. From Mark Davis Burner, what a photo that is, by the way. Are the Raiders finally going to trade Davante Adams? If they still had Josh McDaniels, he's gone. Adams would be traded. He's not. So whether it's Pierce, Harbaugh, somebody else, I think Adams is going to stick around now. So maybe in the end, the Raiders firing their front office and head coach on Halloween and not doing trades is going to be in the most beneficial thing they did at the trade deadline. So will the Raiders trade Davante Adams? Y for yes, N for no. Sound off for me in the comments section. Christian, what do you think the Bears do at number 1? I think it's quarterback. And I think the decision on quarterback will come down to who the GM and head coach are. Like if Getsy's still there, kind of think Drake May, knowing there's the Mitch Trubisky trauma there Bears fans are going to have to deal with, might be a slightly better fit for what Getsy wants to do on offense. Although, should Getsy be in charge of the decision? That's what the Bears think are sorting through right now. From Cali Lama, if the Patriots don't go quarterback in the draft, what is the next best option? Sign Cousins, trade for Fields, Russell Wilson, or Jimmy G? It depends on who their head coach is. Like if it's Belichick, shit, it might be Garoppolo. He just might come back. Or I think Kirk also makes sense there, right? I think trading for Fields is a fun idea, and you draft Marvin Harrison Jr., and it becomes the alternate universe for the Bears that almost came to fruition. I think Russell Wilson's a bad idea. The issue is the math isn't mathing on the quarterback of the good quarterback availability and teams that need a quarterback. Patriots have to do something, and it might be a radical change for them at the spot this offseason. Now, today's show is made possible by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. At the start of the new year, every small business owner is asking, okay, what's the one move I can make that will take my business to the next level in 2024? Well, LinkedIn Jobs knows that your success depends on the team you surround yourself with. It's no different than quarterbacks and head coaches in the NFL. It's why LinkedIn Jobs has created the right tools to help you find the professionals for your team faster and for free. LinkedIn is not just another job board. LinkedIn has a vast network of more than 1 billion professionals, making it the best place to hire. Hiring is easy when you have so many quality candidates. So easy, in fact, that 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs number 1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn also knows that small businesses are wearing so many hats and might not have the time or resources to hire. Thankfully, with LinkedIn, the process is intuitive, quick, and easy. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That's linkedin.com/NFL Daily to post your jobs for free. Terms and conditions apply. Links in the comments section and the description of today's show. DC times Viper. Are the Bears making a huge mistake running it back with Fields and Flus in 2024 if they stay? I mean, they might be. It's funny. If the Bears just had their initial first-round pick, they probably do just run it back again. They close the year strong, and they give Fields one more year. But now they have the number 1 overall pick, and that changes everything about their situation. It will not destroy the franchise. You can do it again in 3-4 years if needed, but it is a pivotal moment for this team this offseason. It is massive. From Brom Friedman, think about Ben Johnson to the Commanders. I think every team with a head coach opening is going to want Ben Johnson because he's done a really good job with the Lions as the play caller. He's well liked by his players too, so I think it makes sense. I'm very curious to see what path new ownership goes down with Bob Myers heavily involved in that search. It's quite interesting there. I think it'd be a good hire. Knowing, of course, that the things that make us want coaches, their play calling, aren't necessarily the things that would result in, the final end results being good as a head coach. Now, we will have all the NFL playoffs and off-season coverage you could want. So make sure you are subscribed. Free videos right here, youtube.com/chatsportstv. From Join the Dak side is Dan Quinn, gone this year. Decent chance of it. We'll see if, the jobs he's wanted he didn't get. He wanted that Denver job originally. And then it was like, not the second time, I'm out. You guys didn't pick me. Depends on the jobs. If there's the one he wants, which I don't know what that is right now, could be the Chargers, by the way, then yeah, he's gone. If it's not, or the Dallas job comes open, he sticks around. We'll know more in a couple of weeks. Dustin Rushing. The Cowboys should get rid of Mike McCarthy and get Bill Belichick for head coach and bring in Mike Vrabel as the defense coordinator in Dallas. So two things. A, you're not buying Belichick at the high stock point, right? Like, the offenses have been really bad the past 2 years, and Belichick, I think, should get the majority of that blame, right? That's concerning. I get that it's Bill. This is not, best coach in the NFL, Bill Belichick stock anymore. This is like, hey, he might get fired, and we would all understand why in New England. Also, I don't think you're getting Mike Vrabel as DC. I think you have a better argument of going from McCarthy to Vrabel if you are the Dallas Cowboys. From Jameis Winston, is this Trace's burner account? Yes or no in the comments. Will the Saints trade Alvin Kamara? I think there is a decent chance that Alvin Kamara isn't back in New Orleans next year. He carries an $18.8 million cap hit this upcoming year. The problem is they don't save much by trading him now. They could wait until after June 1st and trade him. But what NFL team wants to give Alvin Kamara, as I look at the numbers here, a $11 million salary? That's a lot of money to pay for a back that, frankly, hasn't been that productive in recent years from an efficiency standpoint. I get it's Alvin Kamara, fantasy, wonderkin, PPR, etc. I know he missed time with suspension. He's not been that efficient as a runner. We're talking about a player who his last couple of seasons has averaged 3.9, 4.0, 3.7 yards per carry. That's not very good. He brings you a bunch of catches, I know, but even those numbers have gone down 3 straight years. So I think a post-June 1st cut is very possible. I don't think a trade would happen, though. So when it comes to trades, name a player you think ends up getting moved. Sound off for me in the comment section right now. SM Kobe Turner over Jalen Carter for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Homerism notwithstanding from the Rams fan, it's actually not that wrong. Kobe Turner, no one pays attention because it's the Rams at West Coast, not Aaron Donald. He has been awesome this year for LA. From Brokov, if the Dolphins go one and done, should they explore the quarterback market? So sure, I think, I'll say this as a member of, I am part of Tuanon. Do your job. You're not tied down to Tua, so you can definitely explore things. I don't know who's going to be better. Is Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles at his age really an upgrade over Tua? I'm not so sure. So you can explore it. I just don't think that the value is going to be what you want it to be, or the options are going to be what you want them to be in the end.